For years, Game Pass was celebrated as a miracle. For $15 a month, you had a library of top-tier video games at your fingertips. Then came the bill. Microsoft paid $69 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard, and that staggering cost required immediate revenue to balance the books. In October 2025, an email hit subscriber inboxes announcing that Game Pass Ultimate was doubling in price to $29.99 a month. To convince users to accept that price hike, Microsoft offered one major promise: the highly anticipated Call of Duty Black Ops 7 would be available to play on day one. At $30, Game Pass Ultimate became the single largest monthly subscription expense for many gamers. To keep those users paying, Microsoft needed Call of Duty to be a perfect success. Black Ops 7 launched a month later, in November 2025, and it fell completely flat. Activision built the title in a rushed 18-month development cycle. Players found a hollow story campaign, combined with catastrophic server instability, the failure of the network hardware to handle the millions of people trying to log on at once. The gaming community's response was brutal. On Metacritic, players review-bombed the game, down to a 1.7, the lowest user score in the history of the series. Because the game failed on both a technical and critical level, the single pillar supporting the massive subscription price crumbled. Players began running the numbers on what they were actually paying for. Behavioral economists track something called the subscription breaking point. Most consumers have a psychological ceiling for monthly digital spending, typically capping out between $100 and $120. At $30 a month, Game Pass broke that ceiling. Gamers realized that spending $360 a year for a subscription was more expensive than simply buying physical copies of the 3 or 4 games they actually played. 6 months after the price hike, the fallout became public. A Wall Street Journal report revealed that 4 million users had canceled their subscriptions. Leaked Activision documents showed Microsoft projected a target of 77 million subscribers by 2027. Instead, they were sitting at 30 million. This missing subscriber base represents an estimated annual revenue gap of $2 billion. Microsoft tried to stop the bleeding in February 2026 by upgrading their cloud gaming feature to stream at a sharper 1440p resolution. But surveys showed only about 18% of Ultimate subscribers regularly used cloud features anyway. Technical upgrades cannot mask a broken value proposition. When a service crosses a consumer's psychological price threshold without delivering consistent value, they cut it. By April 2026, Microsoft surrendered. They issued a public statement and officially dropped the Game Pass Ultimate price down to $22.99. But the second part of that announcement was even more significant. New Xbox CEO Asha Sharma confirmed that future Call of Duty titles will no longer arrive on day one. Microsoft had spent $70 billion to bring Call of Duty to Game Pass. Now the price was lower, and the service's biggest selling point was gone. In a zero-sum market, there are always winners. As Xbox subscribers left, Sony's PlayStation Plus ecosystem grew. PlayStation Plus Premium sat at $17.99 a month and offered a library of over 700 games. For many gamers, it became the more logical financial choice. This migration strengthened Microsoft's direct competitor. By failing to justify their premium price, Xbox actively gave Sony the advantage. Customer trust is a fragile asset. A brand can spend years building goodwill, but it cannot force loyalty through aggressive and unearned price hikes.